Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Idiot Party, a weekly independent podcast where myself and Nick over here, we talk about some video games and shit. This is episode 7. We skipped last week because we were busy. All right, so get over it. I'm Scott.
Busy as fuck. I am Nick. How's it going, everybody? I don't know why I'm asking you a question. I can't hear the answer. Anyways, moving on.
They're still yelling at you, so, whatever. So, yeah, we talked about, not last week, because we didn't do an episode, but the week before that we were going to start doing video podcasts. So here it is. This is the first one. It's janky, as Nick would put it, but it ain't that bad, all right? So...
Growing pains.
Growing pains, yeah, so you know what?
You have to walk before you can run.
That's right, we're in the crawl phase. We're actually in the amniotic fluid phase where we're not even doing anything. So, are we defined as life? Or is that too political for this show?
Oh, yeah.
We're skating the line.
Abort it! No, just kidding.
Abort the plan. No,
Anyways.
So anyway, this is a video game podcast. And now it's awkward.
Anyway, so moving on. Well, we had a plan of what we were going to start with. Oh, yeah, I remember. You had a very exciting weekend in Destiny this weekend, didn't you?
So Destiny just kicked me in the dick. I'd been trying for, nearly a year, right? For this rocket launcher. Basically, the Gjallarhorn. I know I talked about it in about 2 podcasts already, and it was everything to me. And then they stole it from me when they made it available for anybody to buy in the game for a limited time only.
Those filthy casuals have it now.
I know, right? Now I have no way to assert my dominance. I just.
I mean, that's personally what I mean. I don't. That's kind of what we're all about, is asserting our dominance in video games, whether it's on nature or pedestrians in Grand Theft Auto, anything. That's basically what our game style boils down to.
I'm the alpha, damn it, and now everybody is. It sucks. But yeah, so Xur was selling Gjallarhorn this weekend. It was monumental. It was like the 4th most trended thing on Twitter. I mean, it was worldwide. Like, globally, it was a huge deal.
Wow. That says something about people, still playing Destiny, or at least hopping back in Destiny to get a super overpowered rocket launcher.
I bet you,
quick weekend.
I bet you everybody that stopped playing that game hopped on for this weekend just to, grab that rocket launcher. And it is badass.
Just to have it in case they come back.
Yeah, now I've got 3 of them, so whatever. 1
for each character.
That's it. 1 for each character.
Got to be G'd up from the feet up.
Word. So yeah, that pretty much covers the Gjallarhorn incident, which will never be spoken of again because I even made a T-shirt for Apparel Buddy, which is a veteran-owned business. I do T-shirts for them here and there, and
do a quick plug for your T-shirts while we're at it.
Oh,
than the
okay.
one that you're about to plug right now.
Yeah. All right, so
we're here.
Battle Buddy Apparel is a part of Operation Supply Drop, which is a charity that supports troops overseas in deployed locations. They send video game care packages, basically Rubbermaid totes filled with Xboxes, PlayStations, video games of all kinds. So anyway, this charity is pretty much like my go-to charity for when I want to donate money, and they have this offshoot business where they sell T-shirts to raise additional money. So anyway, long story short, I kind of went off there for a minute, but I made a T-shirt for the Gjallarhorn for this weekend. It was basically said, remember me as I was, unique and beautiful, and and now whatever. So
what are they replacing that with? What's the next Gjallarhorn? Do we know yet?
It's out there. It's going to be in the Taken King, which is the expansion that comes out in September. I don't exactly.
September 15th.
Yeah, September 15th. That's the one. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it looks like some kind of a sniper rifle. That's going to be like the new hotness.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
The new hotness.
Hotness. Yeah.
So are you excited for the Destiny Taken King?
I am actually. I'm looking forward to another 45 minutes of additional content that then I'll play it and never play Destiny again.
Now I was glancing at, of course, something on Reddit before we got to this.
Sure.
And there was a thread addressing the problems with the original Destiny or vanilla Destiny.
Sure, yeah.
That the Taken King is fixing, and one of them is, or basically the one that I can remember, is that there will be multiple ways to play through a level now. Have you heard anything about this?
I've heard nothing about that.
I ended that sentence with a question mark because I'm not quite sure if I can trust my memory, and it might be worth looking up right now. Nah, who cares? We're not journalists.
Yeah,
and so
definitely not.
Checking our facts? Get the fuck out of here.
Fact checking's for nerds.
Anyway, I mean, we can pull it up right now. I can pull it up in a second while we're
sure, yeah.
About. But do you know anything about that? Have you looked into that at all? Or?
No, I hadn't heard anything about that. I haven't really been reading up on it a lot because I kind of want to be surprised when I get into it. I kind of don't want to be, already coming up with sort of judgments, I guess, like things I don't like about it or things I like based off of what's being reported now. I just kind of want to go in there and just like a blind playthrough, just go in and not knowing what to expect.
I completely agree right now. Yeah. I've been doing the exact same thing when it comes to Metal Gear Solid 5. Everything since we've entered the month of August. I'm out. I'm not looking at anything, not even the screenshots. Nothing. So.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear. Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
I've been talking to people about Metal Gear Solid who, like, I've been telling my parents about how excited I am for Metal Gear Solid. They could give shits.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I actually just downloaded, and I own the game, so I don't know why I did this, but Games for Gold, Ground Zeroes is on there.
I saw that.
Xbox.
I snatched that up.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, yeah, I've already played that game backwards and forwards every which way.
Yeah, but it'll give you
an embarrassing number of hours on that demo. But, I definitely grabbed that. I was pumped for that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I figured I'd grab it anyway, in case I trade the game in. At least I'll have it if I want to play it again some other time.
Yeah, and Konami keeps getting, speaking of Metal Gear and all that, they keep getting strung from the rafters about how crazy they are. Did we touch on that a week or two ago about how I'm losing track of the podcast?
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about, but I remember reading an article about how it's basically run like a totalitarian government. Like it is... like people are being shifted around to different departments constantly to basically keep their mouths shut. They are like firing entire sections of people who, like, okay, so this guy quit there, right? Got a new job somewhere, some other developer, and he posted it on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. And then a bunch of people who still worked at Konami liked his post, and they all got fired. Or switched around to different departments. Like it sounds like they're freaking. I don't even know, man. It sounds awful, is what it sounds like. They don't get paid very well. They work extremely long hours, and I know that's a reason why, Kojima. There isn't going to be a podcast where we don't mention that guy. Why he kind of they split ways. So yeah,
what's interesting to me, and I'm curious if this is more of a standard industry practice that Konami's getting hit for, and like the laundry list of things they do wrong are the disposable email addresses, like the long random string of numbers and letters that people get that last for like 3 or 6 months, and then they get a new chain of letters and numbers. Konami claimed that is, or the article claimed that Konami does that because they're trying to keep their people from getting poached. Just how common is that in the video game industry? I'm curious how much of that goes on, and just, I guess, what would be considered to fall under like the corporate espionage umbrella in general.
I don't know. I've never heard of it before, ever. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing that people do or companies do. I was completely taken aback by it. I had no freaking idea what was going on.
Fortune 500 companies do that all the time.
They do they?
Executives out from under each other.
Oh, no. Yeah, I get that.
But within the video game industry, I hadn't heard too much about that. I mean, I guess that would kind of make sense, but I mean, maybe that's happening on NeoGAF forums that I just haven't looked at.
Yeah, man. It's possible.
There. Yeah. Interesting stuff, though. So, anyways, moving on from Konami and Kojima, I promise that's the last time we bring it up this podcast.
Hey, let's talk about movies for a second.
Let's do it.
So yesterday, and if you've listened to the podcast before, which obviously you have if you're listening to us now, but maybe I don't want to make assumptions. I don't want to make assumptions.
Maybe not.
We're huge Star Wars nerds, right? So they just released the theatrical poster for Force Awakens that comes out.
Oh, sweet. I haven't seen this yet.
And, well, I'm putting it on here now. This is off of Polygon.
Okay.
Here, let me actually just send this to you real quick.
Sweet.
Boop. There you go.
Perfect. Got it.
So it shows the character Finn, played by John Boyega, as having a lightsaber. So this more or less confirms that he's either Force sensitive or will be a Jedi in the film. Very exciting.
I know nothing about the new upcoming characters or background. The only thing I know is what you told me about the Chrome Stormtrooper being the female who's now running shit. Other than that, I know nothing. The only thing I know about John Boyega is that he was on Attack the Block.
Yeah,
and that's like a great Aliens movie. You know, it's like I saw that in a smaller theater in my city. But yeah,
right.
Love that movie. That's all I know about any of this.
Yeah, so there he is. He has a lightsaber. It is not. And I know a lot of people are speculating that it's going to be Anakin's lightsaber that was passed on to Luke in A New Hope. That apparently was refound or rediscovered, or they found it in Bespin in Cloud City. Because in the trailer,
Best Buy.
What's that?
It sounded like you were going to say they found it in Best Buy.
Yeah, they found it at Best Buy right up front next to the cash register, where it's like, oh, it's a lightsaber. I'll buy that with my HD television.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why not, right? And a sonic screwdriver. So basically, that was the idea that people were having on the internet, was that Finn, the character Finn, would have Luke's lightsaber or Anakin's lightsaber, but it looks drastically different. So we will see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it, man. I think
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just an amazing film. I love J.J. Abrams. I love Lost. I love I even liked 8mm, or not 8mm. Wait, hold on. Super 8. 8mm, that snuff film with Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix.
J.J. Abrams did what?
No, that was the wrong movie. Super 8. I like Super 8.
I'm not mad at the new Star Trek movies either, by any means. Those, I can get into those.
See, I was never really a huge fan of Star Trek, and I thought those movies were great. So
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to what they've got going on.
No complaints. I actually like the second one more than the first one in terms of like the Star Trek, and I know that seems to be a big no-no, but whatever.
Right.
But I'm doing the same thing with Metal Gear that you're doing, or what we just discussed earlier, where like the reason why I know nothing about the John Boyega's character or anything is because I can't stand like just crazy speculation about something where like there's just a lot of just maybe it's gonna be this. I heard so much like crazy speculation about this new Batman game that came out, and all these podcasts I listen to. It's just like I can't handle it anymore. So
yeah, I'm not really into the speculation that much. I mean, everything's here and there. I'm not like insane about reading about it.
I mean, I might even start limiting myself to the trailers, like the first, like the teaser that they showed earlier, and then the first trailer. That might be good for me because I want to go sit down in December and have my mind blown, just utterly, and just sit there and just be like, all right, well, when does the next movie start? Okay, I'm just gonna sit right here.
Yeah, man, we'll see. I mean, nuts.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited for Star Wars.
I'm excited for Battlefront and Star Wars, and oh my god, this is good.
You know what? Year. Hey, that is what they call a segue in the industry.
I got you.
All right, so what we're looking at right now is this PlayStation Daily article. This basically talks about how there's going to be 9 multiplayer modes for Star Wars Battlefront.
PS4daily.com. Sorry to interrupt you. Just throw that out there.
Well, I said that, but I didn't say the .com part.
Okay,
but
my bad.
That's all good. But yes, it's PS4daily.com. Again, PS4daily.com. Forums, games, and videos daily. For the PS4.
Hey, you forgot
daily.
Rumors, featured reviews, and more. So, I mean,
right.
If you're going to come... No, I'm just
follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Google+. Or maybe not Google+. All right. So... okay, so Disney's having their D23 Expo today, which, obviously Disney now owns LucasArts and Lucasfilm, and George Lucas himself is actually, they sex slave he scrubbed the toilets at Disney World, where everybody has diarrhea at least once. So
it's those churros, man.
They get you. $9 sodas. It just goes right through you. So there's 9 multiplayer modes. They're saying that they only know about 5 of them in detail. There's Supremacy mode, Fighter Squadron co-op mode, some Walker Assault, and Blast. And Blast is the new Team Deathmatch mode. Let's look at Supremacy mode real quick.
So they released Fighter Squadron, and now Fighter Squadron was like within the last month, and then Supremacy mode is now even more recently than that, because they did a Twitter announcement for Fighter Squadron where they just showed that X-wing there, and it said like, you know, more game modes incoming or something like that. I know I'm butchering the quote there, and so that looks sweet, and then they released the trailer for that, and now we're looking at Supremacy mode, which I pulled up, but I don't know much about right now.
Yeah, I pulled it up for like a second. I didn't really read it though.
And then, so Walker Assault is what we looked at when we were watching E3, where you basically have to defend that Walker, like in that one Hoth level where you're defending the Walker and it has to reach the base without getting exploded. That's what that is, right? Okay, just making sure.
Right. You want to destroy the Walkers before, you know, before they get to wherever.
Mm-hmm. And so it's at the bottom of this article, it says, in addition to 9 multiplayer modes, the game will ship with 12 multiplayer maps. I'm curious, is that standard for DICE? Standard for Battlefield? Is that more or less? I'm curious where that
Battlefield usually has a pretty decent amount of maps. Maybe around 10, I would say. I don't, you know, have that number on the top of my head, but... So Supremacy mode, let's talk about that for a second because I just read it.
Let's do it.
It says in Supremacy mode, 2 teams will fight over control points on the map. However, this mode has been tweaked quite a lot from Battlefield's Conquest. Star Wars Battlefront Supremacy will focus on only one objective at a time, where each match has a base time of 10 minutes. However, once a control point has been captured, 1 minute will be added to the clock.
So it's that Battlefield mode, was it Chain Link? Is that what that is?
Chain Link, I don't know I don't think that's it. I think it's Rush. Does that sound like Rush?
No, there's a newer Battlefield mode where it's basically Rush, but as opposed to capturing random flags, you have to get one at a time. It has to be in sequence, and you're fighting each other back and forth for those specific flags. Have you been on Battlefield in a while?
Apparently not.
Yeah. You're not missing anything.
But
no. I think that it's Chain something. I know it might not be called Chain Link. I want to call it Dragon Chain or something ridiculous, but I know that's not it either.
Right.
I'm all for them repurposing with, you know, a nice little name twist what they have in Battlefield. Why rewrite the book?
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a game. Comes out November 17th on PS4, PC, and Xbox One. Very excited.
I'm asking you, and I should just be I should be showing the trailer right now, which is what I'm frantically looking for.
All right.
And it's the trailer of Darth Vader walking down the hallway, and he you have that rebel like shooting at him, and he's going like, have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Give me just a second. Let me
no problem.
I know this is bringing this podcast to a screeching halt right now.
No, that's all good, man.
The most recent one. You're killing me, Google. I might just call it halt.
All right.
Just forget it for 2 seconds and then come back to this because we have more Star Wars news to talk about.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to watch the development of. Damn it. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Jeez. Yeah. So. On top of Star Wars Battlefront being released on November 17th, they announced today that a PlayStation 4 is coming out. It's a bundle for Star Wars that also has some unique art on it. There's 2 bundles. There's one that's just the Xbox, or I'm sorry, the PlayStation, and then there's another bundle that's the PlayStation and the Infinity 3.0 Disney game that is going to feature Disney characters. So here's a picture of the PlayStation 4 and all that stuff. For those of you who are listening to the audio version of this, it is black. It has Darth Vader on it. The controller is it's pretty good looking. It's black. The D-pad has red buttons. Why the fuck am I describing this? I feel like I'm trying to talk about, describing it to a blind person.
You can do it. It's complete. It's a glossy black.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
It has gray analog and buttons with a red circle button and red D-pad.
Yeah.
It looks fresh.
The
only thing I'm
nice.
not excited about is the Darth Vader logo on it. This like kind of side profile. Not feeling it. If you're gonna go Vader, they could have made it dark looking. It could have
Right.
been just like the front on Vader, or just like a bottom part. They could have incorporated. I don't know if the PS4 has the vent on top the same way the Xbox does, but they could have had like the vent. Oh, they could have done it.
Could have done a lot with it.
That is not the graphic I would have chosen, but I'm still pumped for it.
I bet you could buy the controller separate. I'm sure that'll be a thing.
The controller looks sweet. That's
Yeah.
basically the only thing I kind of. Oh, and it has a red left bumper, a red left L1 and a right R1. That's what the left L1, red L1, and a blue R1. So that's
Hell
pretty
yeah.
cool as well. And then the trailer, it looks, the analog sticks look gray, but then the pictures I'm seeing kind of whitish, so it might be on the lighter scale. So
Yeah.
either way, very sweet looking.
Hell yeah.
So moving into other Star Wars news, which I'm pretty sure I just didn't close it by mistake.
All right.
Just gonna stay on the Star Wars theme for now, and that is we are creating. And this is in quotes. This is from io9.com, part of the Gawker Media umbrella. In quotes, we're creating a jaw-dropping new world. More details about Disney's Star Wars Land.
Mm-hmm.
Let me send you this. Let me send you this link right here. And you
Yeah.
can watch the video and then chat about it really quickly. I haven't watched the video yet, so if this sucks, we can just put it on, have it playing on mute in the background, and I'll read about it. It's a real short article.
All right. Let's check this video out.
Well, we're bringing Star Wars to life in a big way, and I mean really big. We're creating a jaw-dropping new world that represents our largest single-themed land expansion ever. We knew it needed to be big, we knew it needed to be great, and we knew it needed to be every bit as thrilling as the films are going to be. We're going to transport guests to a whole new planet. The land will be real and authentic, and every encounter will bring more of the Star Wars story to life than ever before. This new 14-acre land will be occupied by many inhabitants, humanoids, aliens, and droids, all the diversity you might expect to find at a remote port, one of the last stops before wild space. Every store and restaurant will be operated by local inhabitants, making each experience deeply immersive.
What?
Nothing in the land, nothing will be out of character or stray from mythology. And the land will have two fantastic signature attractions, including the ability to take the controls of one of the most recognizable ships in the galaxy, the Millennium Falcon,
What?
on a customized secret mission. And the epic Star Wars adventure that puts you right in the middle of a climactic battle between the First Order and the Resistance. It will be the first time our guests can immerse themselves in the real physical world that is Star Wars. And one more thing, we're not just building one of these, we're building two. One, Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, and the other, right here in Anaheim at Disneyland.
Oh my God. I get to go into the Millennium Falcon. Take all of my money right now. All of it.
Do you get to hide underneath the floor while stormtroopers are looking for you? Because that's all I want to do. I'll never forget having my mind blown when Harrison Ford lowers the floor in, and then it just goes flush with everything else. I was like, how did they do that? Not the lasers, not the explosions,
Yeah.
not the aliens. It was the flush hideaway floor in the Millennium Falcon that blew my mind. So, yeah.
I need
So what
to
do you
go.
think of that?
I'm going.
Does that
I'm
just
going.
get you giddy all over the place in all the right places?
Yep. Yeah, I'm going.
Yep.
I'm going to Disney. Yep. That's fact.
I'm proud. Despite the fact that Anaheim is way closer to me, I'm guessing that the Florida one is gonna get the big one because the Disneyland doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of land to work with.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I heard something about them ripping out Autopia. That's what it is, and starting to beef up a little bit and get a little more room for Star Wars. But Anaheim, the Disneyland does not have the largest plot to work with, unless
Right.
they're just like, hey, Adventureland or whatever what's it called, California.
Oh, California Adventure.
Adventure
Yeah.
Time, that place. See you later. I never went over there
Yeah.
because my parents have horrible motion sickness, and so they're like roller coasters. And so that's why I don't know what it's called. I was always looking over from the other side with that stupid mouse, and I'm so excited for this. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. That is fact. There's nothing that's going to stop me.
Like, talk about just building nerd mecca.
Oh my god. You know,
Imagine how many little Darth Vaders are going to be walking around
I know.
swatting people in the knees.
You know, when Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, I panicked a little bit, right?
Really?
I did. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna come out with movies that are gonna be like musicals, and it's gonna be just trash. It's gonna be awful.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and I was so worried. And then they said that they were making the final, or not the final trilogy, but they were making the next trilogy. And I was like, okay. And then they said J.J. Abrams. So I was like, all right. And then they said they're going to get the original cast. And I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, I'm digging it. And then now Disney's like, you know what? We're building a Star Wars theme park where you can sit in the Millennium Falcon. So I love you, Disney. I love you probably too much right now to where it's unhealthy. But oh my god!
That occurred to me. When I heard that Disney was buying it, I was like, so I wonder what they're gonna do with those parks.
Oh, I didn't even think about the parks. I mean, I know that they were gonna planning on doing that.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I knew they were doing that like experience or whatever. It's gonna be like a ride. I knew that, but I didn't realize that they were gonna do this. Oh my god!
I mean, with the way stuff like Harry Potter Land and Universal has like the Simpsons recreations. I mean, that people, they keep like one-upping each other, and I feel like Disney was just waiting, going like, yeah, that's cute. Cute.
That's
Harry
nice.
Potter Land. Cool story, bro.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
That is very crazy. So, transitioning from Star Wars news, I still can't find the trailer of Vader.
We're gonna stop talking about Star Wars. I thought this was the Star Wars episode.
Yeah, no, this is just the Star Wars Metal Gear podcast. The Star Wars Solid. So, moving on to...
Oh, dude, that'd be an awesome name for a podcast. Hold on, I gotta write that down. Star Wars Solid. I don't have any paper. That's okay. I'll make a mental note.
Just sound like you're typing.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Enhance.
So, moving on to what we're basically doing now, and that is the theme of a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about this happening here. I don't think I sent this to you. This Nintendo podcast incident that came to light this week.
I don't know what this is.
Nintendo firing an employee for speaking on a podcast.
Is this the Kotaku link?
Yep, that I just fired over to you right
now. Okay, so this comes from Kotaku.
Yep, Jason Schreier over at Kotaku. Great journal. So this is directly from the journal, or from the article. Last week, Nintendo localization editor Chris Pranger, Pranger, made an appearance on a small podcast called Part-Time Gamers. This week, Nintendo fired him.
Oh no!
Hello, and this is in quotes. Hello, friends and family. Pranger wrote in a heartbreaking public Facebook message this morning. As many of you have probably seen, I am no longer at Nintendo. I was terminated this week due to a podcast appearance I made last Monday. It was a stupid judgment call on my part, and ultimately it cost me far more than I could have imagined.
Oh, no.
On August 3rd, the Part-Time Gamers podcast posted their interview with Pranger, who spoke candidly about his work in Nintendo's secretive treehouse, where the company translates and localizes software from Japanese to English and other languages. In the following days, a number of Nintendo fan sites and other message boards picked up on the interview, posting a whole lot of excerpts they found interesting. Go Nintendo, for example, reported on Pranger defending the Wii U's name and talking about how passionate Smash Bros. Designer Masahiro Sakurai can be. All right, sorry, Masahiro. Didn't mean to butcher your last name. Although this podcast didn't draw a ton of mainstream attention, fans found it fascinating because it's become so rare to hear Nintendo employees speak about the company without specific PR approval.
Well, this is why.
No shit. Nintendo, like most Japanese video game companies, Konami, tends to prohibit its staff from speaking to the public about its inner workings unless they are given explicit approval from their communications teams in both the U.S. and Japan. I mean, everybody's known since Jump Street that the Japanese arm of Nintendo controls the American side. Reggie basically just walks around with an earpiece all day. Reggie fills AIM.
Yeah.
Just has his little earpiece in and just like, oh, okay. Okay.
Oh man.
I mean, let's be real here. He's a good guy though, and Nintendo's great, but this is just the reality. As it turns out, even a handful of seemingly, back to the article, even a handful of seemingly innocuous comments can lead Nintendo to fire an employee. I spent the last week in a miserable place once the podcast began getting coverage, Pranker said on Facebook. I was instantly scared when a coworker poked me and said, "Hey, you're on Go Nintendo." Suddenly, article after article began appearing in all game sites of all languages. Comment sections painted me as an idiot and the like. My Twitter started giving me hourly reminders from people meaning well and otherwise. It seemed unthinkable that I'd be let go for a single moment of poor judgment and my own misunderstandings, but here we are.
Wow, that really sucks for that dude. Like, I could imagine working at Nintendo would be like a dream for pretty much anybody that's there, and then to go on a podcast and just get fired for it. Speaking of which, we're accepting applications for anybody from the industry that would like to be featured on our podcast. It's idiotpartycast at Gmail.
Applications for our guests. We don't just invite any old
no.
on here.
There's a vetting process.
We want your full CV. We want to know where you've worked for the last 10 years, the last 4 digits of your social. We don't fuck around.
And we require a urine sample as well. Not to be tested, but just because we have a collection going.
Yes.
Fresh. So anyway.
So yeah, that's sad and interesting.
Yeah.
I was, brought that up because of what we were talking about Konami. And I listened to a podcast recently where I heard somebody, and it's interesting because I heard this podcast and then I read the article, and it was a podcast with this guy Jeremy Hashi over at Riot Games, and it was held by Kevin Pereira, who runs that killer Twitch channel Pointless, and this guy Jeremy Hashi was, almost to the point where I shut it off like 3 times. I couldn't get through the full hour-long podcast because it was so obnoxious to listen to this guy be like fret over every word that he said and carefully mold what he was trying to say because he was so afraid of Riot firing him. And what was also interesting too is he was unbelievably defensive about like even jokes that Kevin the host was making about like Riot being crazy totalitarian, but he was saying it with such like sarcasm because this guy Kevin knew otherwise. But
right.
It was still, the guy had such a bizarre and like defensive reaction to it. It's actually worth listening to see why, like, it makes sense now to see this kind of thing because otherwise you lose a fucking dream job.
Yeah, no shit.
Ugh.
That sucks.
So Nintendo commented on the matter by saying, "We have no comment on this topic other than to wish Chris the best in his future endeavors."
Ooh, that's the cold PR answer there. That's the see ya, fucker, you're done.
See ya.
Oh, dude, that sucks for that guy. I feel really bad for him. Obviously he's not. I'm sure he signed some non-disclosure agreements. I'm sure it was illegal, but just to make a bad call like that and then have it completely backfired sucks.
You'd have to wonder if he went into that podcast just knowing, like, thinking about that NDA the entire time, and then maybe just got like a little more, like a little too comfortable, just like started hanging out with the host, maybe just a little too loosey goosey, and then he just thinks back, or maybe just didn't even think about it, and then all of a sudden, like, one of his coworkers just like, "Yo, did you say this?" And he's just like, "Oh shit." I can attest. Everything I've said on the last podcast, if somebody was like, "Hey, you said this, this, and this," I would be shocked because I don't remember. Like,
did you say on Go Nintendo that? No. Yeah, no, I hear you did. Yeah, I'm weary about what I say on here. You never know. But
I know. In your case, you especially have to be. I don't necessarily have to worry about my boss firing me for what I say on the internet because I'd have to really cross some lines.
Right.
But for most people out there, yeah, like that's something that I have to be extremely conscious of.
Wouldn't be hard for me to get in a lot of trouble.
Oh, undoubtedly. So that's an interesting line that people, especially within the video game industry, have to cross and deal with, especially as podcasts grow and more people have their own, little, like us, it's just little podcasts where people hang out and talk and invite random guests on every once in a while. And That's fascinating. I also
Yeah,
wonder
that's
if
it.
Nintendo keeps I mean, they have to have like a Google alert set up on themselves, and people within Nintendo just monitoring that constantly, seeing what's popping up. And then when something like Nintendo employee on a podcast, they just must be like a laser. Just,
Oh, I'm sure.
what?
There has to be an entire team of people in public affairs in most of these large organizations that their entire job is to scour things like Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, frickin' Google Plus. The joke continues. Maybe just looking for this exact thing. Like, even if it hadn't been trended on, Twitter and Go Nintendo and all that, I'm sure eventually somebody would have found it and he would have got let go. I don't think that. I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh, so depressing. So, and switching over back to movie news really quickly.
Okay.
Have you seen the trailer for The Hateful Eight?
Oh, I started watching it the other day. I didn't finish it because my son walked in.
Throw it on now. Let's
Throw
watch
it on now? Okay, hold on. Let's get on YouTube real quick. Okay. So, Hateful Eight is the 8th Quentin Tarantino movie.
I believe so. Let me know which YouTube video you have fired up.
All right, it's Hateful Eight.
2 minute and 5 seconds one.
It's 2 minutes 24 seconds.
Okay.
Official
Just-
teaser trailer. Posted 4 days
Okay, I have
ago.
it.
Yeah, I'll just send you the link if you're not too sure.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Boom, there you
works
go.
better.
All right.
Let me know when you play it, and we'll sync it up.
All right, hang on. Let me. Okay, this is haphazardly done here. Webpage URL. Hold on.
No worries. No worries.
There we go. I'm watching it now. And it's buffering. That's perfect. I'm so glad for that right now. There
We're
we
not
go.
in any rush. Oh, it's all good.
Got room for one more?
I'm liking this, like, we're going back to, like, gritty western. I'm liking this shit. Even if it's only Tarantino.
They call him the hangman. When the handbill says dead or alive, the rest of us just shoot you in the back, come up on top of perch somewhere and bring you in dead over saddle. But when John Roof the hangman catches you,
Won't it be fun to watch the making of this movie? And
Hell
see them
yeah.
just like in a huge green screen studio with no snow around them whatsoever.
This here is Daisy Domergue. She's wanted dead or alive for murder. When that sun comes out, I'm taking this woman to hang. Is there anybody here committed to stopping me from doing that?
Well, well, well. Looks like Minnie's haberdashery is about to get cozy for the next few days.
yes it does.
One of them fellas is not what he says he is.
Move a little strange, you're gonna get a bullet. Not a warning, not a question. A bullet.
The guns under the table in Western movies, I will always think of that movie Tombstone, where he has a double barrel shotgun underneath the card table, and he just kind of swings it over at the dude who's acting up. Oh, this movie looks sweet. I love like
Awesome.
revolver gunplay movies. The Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
Hell
man.
Yes.
That looks really awesome.
See it in glorious 70mm Ultra Panavision.
Hell yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that.
I've been out of the loop lately with like movie trailers and good stuff coming out. What else is out or coming out? And what's even out right now?
Out right now, not a lot.
Have you seen anything good lately?
I saw.
2 movies I want to see right now.
Okay.
Straight Outta Compton, Mission Impossible. Have you seen them yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, the last movie I saw in the theater was Jurassic World.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. I actually went to the theater twice and saw it. I really liked it. Oh yeah. So yeah, Suicide Squad. I think we talked about that last time. Deadpool, the new Deadpool trailer.
The trailer for the trailer.
The trailer for the trailer.
Yeah.
But did you see the actual trailer?
No.
Oh.
Wait. Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen that. Send me the link.
Yeah. There we go.
Wait, is it the one where you have T.J. Miller making fun of the way Ryan Reynolds looks? They're like sitting across from each other at the table, and T.J. Miller's just rattling off all these funny. Let's see.
Hold on.
Let me know when you hit play.
All right, hang on. Okay.
I love you, Wade Wilson. We can fight this.
Oh.
You're right. The cancer's only my liver, lungs, prostate, and brain. All things I can live without.
What if I told you we can make you better? You're a fighter. We can give you abilities most men only dream of. Make you a superhero.
You just promise you'll do right by me, so I can do right by someone else.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
One thing that never survives this place is a sense of humor.
We'll see about that, Posh Spice.
Oh, come on. You know, leave me all alone here with less angry Rosie O'Donnell?
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby. Packed in your stack, especially in the back, brother. Wanna thank your mother for a butt like that. Yo, shotgun bang. What's up with that thing? I wanna know, how does it hang?
Oh, so now this is going back when him diving into the car. That's like the Deadpool test that they showed everybody when they were like,
yeah, they remade it for the
movie.
movie.
Can even use it or use Ryan Reynolds in it, which is the greatest idea in my opinion.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Hear the music.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it. What the? X gon' deliver to you. Red with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break there when I'm fighting
Reeks like old lady pants in here.
Why such a douche this morning?
This isn't the Red Band trailer.
God, you are hard to look at. You look like the topographical map of Utah.
Exactly.
down, like a set free. I won't be the one ending up on the deep. The only thing you can't do came out to play. Stay out.
Is the dude that he called Posh Spice the new transporter?
I think so.
I want Jason, damn it. I want Jason Statham driving a 7 Series. No more of this
Look like
Audi
an avocado
bullshit.
had sex with an older avocado.
Thank you.
Greetings, Munchkins. Did you like that dose of Green Band goodness? Hankering for a little more action? Some big boy curse words, maybe? Check out DeadpoolWebsite.com for my Red Band trailer. Make sure to ask your mommy and tell her to call me. She's got the number.
All right. Dude.
I don't know much about Deadpool going into this movie, but I'm liking everything I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. I mean, obviously what I saw in the trailer, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Very much so looking forward to that. The Red Band trailer is much funnier.
Oh, there it is, February 2016. I was gonna say, do we have a set month?
Yeah, February sounds
good
to me.
Suicide Squad, really quickly.
Yeah.
I think we've already talked about that in a previous podcast, but I saw something on Reddit the other day, and that was a question as to why Willem Dafoe has not played the Joker yet. And they had all these different Willem Dafoe, like, creepy smile scream faces, and then, like, different Jokers from different, maybe it might be different comics or different eras or whatever. Right. Blew my mind.
Well, you know, when he played the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies, he seemed like kind of Joker-esque, like the insanity and just the malice and the sociopath, you know, just fucking no remorse. Yeah, he seemed like it would have been a really good Joker. I can't believe I never thought of that. It just makes so much sense.
I know. I mean, the more I hear about Suicide Squad, it doesn't seem like anybody likes Jared Leto.
I like Jared Leto. I just don't like the way his Joker looks. Like, in the trailer, if you close your eyes and you listen to him, it's like, yeah, that's... He sounds like the Joker. He doesn't look like the Joker. That's the problem. But, whatever. I mean, Will Smith is Deadshot, so what are you going to do, you know? Welcome to Earth.
I don't know anything about those comics either, but Suicide Squad, the darker, a little more violent superhero movies, I can get behind. If it's rated R, I'll go see it. If it's this Avengers bullshit, count me out.
Well,
I'm out. I can't a long time. Done.
The Deadpool's definitely going to be rated R, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
So I think that
that last Batman burned me. Burned me hard.
The last Batman?
Yeah, the last Batman. That was my last dark superhero movie that I was like, God damn it, really? Really?
With Bane?
Bane! And everybody doing the Bane voices afterwards and just like, shut the fuck up!
Bane. Bane's the name. When you hear the name Bane, you're going to feel pain.
What stupid video you sent me. That was actually funny. I mean, there's this. That was. Yeah. Okay. We could stay here for another hour, right?
Yeah, really.
Bitch about Batman. So
we got to wrap it up, though, man. This is it. This is the wrap up. This is the end. The end of the first video podcast for Idiot Party. It's interesting, man. It was fun. It was kind of weird and kind of awesome at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to mention this off air, but why not just say it now? So throughout this entire Google Hangout, I haven't been able to see you the entire time, so I've just been flying blind. It's basically been like an audio podcast for me. So.
Well, this shit will be up on YouTube in the next hour, so I'll let you know when it's up there and you can watch it.
I've been doing the fake it till you make it game. School of thought. So.
Fake it till you make it, son.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that was episode 7 of Idiot Party, a weekly independent podcast where we talk about apparently everything because there's, nothing's off limits.
We're branching out now. Yeah. Video game, that's old news. We're talking about it all.
Yeah.
We're just going to have a whole podcast dedicated to World Star Hip Hop fight videos and live leak. So get excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love Apache videos, when the Apache helicopters are blowing dudes up. We could do that for 45 minutes.
There's more than 45 minutes. I mean, we could just, yeah, for sure. We could just do like shoutcast or like Predator drip videos if we wanted to.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Perfect. Well, that's it. Thank you for being patient, everybody. I know a few of you were asking me about when we were going to start recording these again, which kind of surprised me because I was like, holy shit, people are actually listening. But thank you for your support. Thank you for your continual patronage. And again, every Sunday we're going to put a new one up. We got video podcasts, we got an audio podcast. You can still find us on SoundCloud at Idiot Partycast, and now you can find us on YouTube at Idiot Partycast. So,
so we're not sure how much longer we're going to keep the SoundCloud account alive. We might shift over and do entirely YouTube and start doing audio format. And we're still figuring it out because we want to have an audio format of the podcast of the video podcast that we did for people who want to listen to us watch movie trailers, and then we're gonna obviously keep the video part of this on YouTube as well and start advertising that. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing and following us and poking us and hashtagging us, you get the picture. We appreciate your support.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in a week.
Thanks for discovering us, and we'll keep pumping out content for you.
Hell yeah.